The Valkmore starship Eternal Voyager dropped out of faster-than-light travel with a flicker of exotic particles that briefly outshone Earth's sun. Captain Drex Lantaris stood at the command center, six-fingered hands clasped behind his back, bioluminescent spots along his jawline pulsing with anticipation. "Orbital insertion complete, Captain," announced Navigation Officer Rixa. "We are on station above the recovery coordinates." Drex nodded, his pale blue skin reflecting the holographic displays. 20,000 standard cycles. "That's how long our ancestors' expedition ship has been lost on this world," Science Officer Vendra approached, her delicate frame moving with practiced precision. "The indigenous species has advanced considerably since the Pathfinder's disappearance. Captain, their technological level is concerning." "Concerning how?" Drex asked, turning his large compound eyes toward her. "They've achieved spaceflight, established a lunar colony, and developed primitive shielding technology. Our historical records indicated they were barely forming agrarian societies when the Pathfinder crash-landed." Drex rumbled thoughtfully. "Show me their current civilization status." The holographic display transformed, revealing sprawling cities, orbital platforms, and advanced transportation networks. Earth had transformed from a primitive backwater to a developing interplanetary society. "Fascinating," murmured Drex. "The Pathfinder carried our most advanced technology of the era. Its emergency beacon only recently reactivated, which suggests..." Vendra completed his thought. "Something or someone has disturbed the wreckage." Recovery specialist Auroch stepped forward, his muscular frame towering over the others. "The beacon signal originates from beneath what appears to be a human research facility in a region they call Antarctica. The facility's energy signature suggests they've activated something. The Pathfinder carried prototype weapons and a quantum drive," Drex reminded them. "If these humans have reversed engineered our technology..." "Impossible," Auroch grunted. "Even with direct access, their primitive minds couldn't comprehend Valkmore science." Drex studied the holographic representation of Earth's defenses. Primitive indeed, by Valkmore standards, but the humans had built an impressive network of satellites, defense platforms, and detection systems. "We're not here to conquer," Drex announced. "Our mission is recovery. The Pathfinder and its technology must be retrieved before the humans unlock its secrets and potentially harm themselves or others." "What about the expedition members?" asked Communications Officer Laszlo. "Could any have survived after 20,000 cycles?" "Impossible, even with stasis technology," Vendra replied. "However, the ship's AI might still be functional. If humans have activated it." Drex made his decision. "Prepare a recovery team. Standard infiltration protocol. We'll land under cover of their northern magnetic interference and proceed to the coordinates on ground vehicles." "And if we encounter resistance?" Auroch asked, the weapons specialist clearly anticipating conflict. "Minimal force," Drex ordered, firmly. "These humans have built something impressive in our absence. They deserve respect, not casualties." As the crew dispersed to prepare for the mission, Drex remained at the viewport, staring down at the blue-green world. Something about humanity's rapid advancement troubled him. Historical records indicated that species rarely evolved so quickly without outside influence. Could it be? He whispered to himself. Could the Pathfinder be the reason they've advanced so rapidly? If his suspicions proved correct, the Valkmore might be responsible for creating a potential rival in the galactic community, one that had developed using their own lost technology. The mission had just become considerably more complicated. Dr. Cavalda Imari's breath formed clouds in the frigid Antarctic air as she descended deeper into the ice cavern. The metallic structure before her defied everything humanity thought they knew about their own history. Any progress with the access. "Panel!" she called to her colleague. Professor Rashid Voxil looked up from the alien console, his dark eyes wide with excitement. "The symbols respond to electrical impulses. I think it's recognizing our attempts to communicate. Their discovery 3 months ago had upended human understanding of Earth's past. Buried beneath 2 kilometers of ice lay an enormous spacecraft, of clearly non-human origin, perfectly preserved for what carbon dating suggested was 20,000 years. "The energy readings are increasing again," said Nyla Ozeki, monitoring equipment from a safe distance. "Whatever reactor powers this vessel, it's still functional after all this time." Cavalda ran her gloved hand along the smooth, metallic surface. The material was unlike any alloy known to science, lightweight yet incredibly strong, with properties that seemed to defy conventional physics. "Have you sent the new data to the Security Council?" Rashid asked. "This morning," Cavalda replied. "They're deliberating on whether to announce the discovery publicly." The team of 12 scientists represented the world's most brilliant minds, sworn to secrecy about what might be humanity's most important archaeological find. The implications were staggering, proof of advanced alien visitation during humanity's prehistoric era. A sudden tremor shook the cavern, sending ice crystals showering down from above. "That's the 3rd seismic event today," Neela noted with concern. "They're increasing in frequency." "It's not seismic," Rashid countered, studying his instruments. "The ship is generating these tremors. I think—" A blinding flash erupted from the console, throwing Rashid backward. The alien vessel's exterior suddenly illuminated with pulsing blue lights that traveled in complex patterns across its hull. "It's activating!" Cavalda shouted, helping Rashid to his feet. Before they could react further, a section of the hull reconfigured itself, metal flowing like liquid to create an opening. Warm air rushed out, carrying an alien scent, something like ozone and spices. "Defensive positions," ordered Security Officer Brixton Call, as the military personnel accompanying the science team raised their weapons. "No!" Cavalda intervened. "This could be first contact. We can't start with hostility." From within the ship emerged a hovering spherical device that pulsed with inner light. It scanned the humans, emitting a series of tones. "It's a probe, or AI," Rashid whispered. "Probably assessing whether we're threats." The sphere projected a holographic display, star maps, mathematical equations, and finally, images of bipedal creatures with blue skin and compound eyes. "My God!" breathed Cavalda. "It's showing us its creators." The sphere suddenly shot upward, penetrating the ice ceiling without disturbing it, disappearing from view. "Where did it go?" Brixton demanded. Nyla checked her instruments. "It's broadcasting. Something. A signal directed toward deep space." Cavalda felt a chill that had nothing to do with the Antarctic cold. "It's calling them. Whoever built this ship, they're coming back. Within hours, Earth's early warning systems detected multiple objects entering the solar system at impossible speeds. World leaders were notified, militaries mobilized, and humanity faced the terrifying prospect that they were not alone and potentially outmatched. As the alien fleet approached Earth, Cavalda's team worked frantically to understand the technology they'd awakened. Deep in the ship's database, they discovered a troubling revelation. The vessel hadn't crashed. It had been deliberately left behind, like a seed planted in fertile soil. "Do you understand what this means?" Cavalda asked, her voice trembling. "They've been watching us evolve. We might be part of some grand experiment." As the first alien shuttle entered Earth's atmosphere on a direct course for Antarctica, humanity collectively held its breath, wondering if their visitors were returning as scientists or colonizers. The Valkmoor landing craft touched down 5 kilometers from the human research facility, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to Earth's primitive detection systems. Captain Drex led the 6-member recovery team across the frozen landscape, their environmental suits allowing them to move comfortably in the harsh conditions. "Security probe confirms the Pathfinder's AI is fully operational," reported Orox, studying data on his wrist display. "It's transmitted a complete situation report. The humans have only accessed the outer hull and preliminary systems. And the quantum core? Asked Drex. Still sealed, but the humans are making surprising progress. Understanding our technology. Drex frowned behind his transparent helmet. Then we proceed with urgency. As they approached the human facility, they observed increased activity. Vehicles arriving, personnel rushing about, defensive positions being established. They know we're coming, said Vendra. Of course they do, replied Drex. The Pathfinders. AI would have informed them after assessing their technological level. It was programmed to facilitate peaceful contact with developing species. Lieutenant Maxis, their security specialist, gestured toward a human perimeter. They've established a defensive line, primitive projectile weapons, energy barriers, and what appears to be reverse-engineered shield technology. Reversed engineered. From our technology, Drex noted with growing concern. In just 20,000 cycles, they've incorporated elements of our science into their own. Remarkable adaptation. The team halted as a human communication was broadcast on all frequencies. Unknown visitors, this is Earth United Command. We have detected your approach. We extend peaceful greetings, but insist you identify yourselves and state your purpose. Drex signaled to Laszlo, who adjusted their translator. Respond with standard first contact protocol. Identify us as the Valkmur returning to recover lost property. Laszlo transmitted the message, adding, We intend no harm to your species. The vessel you've discovered belongs to us. We request access to recover it. The response came quickly. Your vessel has been on our world for 20,000 years. In that time, humanity has evolved alongside it. We've studied it, learned from it. By our laws, discovery grants certain rights. Drex's bioluminescent spots flashed with irritation. They claim ownership rights? The arrogance. Technically, Vendra interjected, under Galactic Concord regulations, abandoned technology becomes the property of the discovering species after 5,000 cycles without recovery attempts. We weren't aware it was here, Drex countered. The emergency beacon only activated recently. A new human voice came over the communication system. This is Dr. Cavalda Imari, lead xenoarchaeologist. We invite representatives to meet with us. Perhaps we can reach an agreement beneficial to both our species. Drex considered the offer. Prepare for direct contact. Aurochs, Vendra, you're with me. The rest maintain position and monitor the situation. As they approached the human facility, Drex noticed something strange. The humans had arranged themselves in a ceremonial formation, not a military one. Their leader, a female with dark skin and intelligent eyes, stepped forward. Welcome to Earth, she said simply. Drex studied her. You seem unsurprised by our appearance. The ship's AI showed us images of your species, Cavalda explained. It also shared some of your history, your science. We've been learning from it for months. Drex's unease grew. The AI has been teaching you. It said it was programmed to do so. Another human, identified as Professor Rashid, added, to guide developing species that demonstrated sufficient potential. The implications struck Drex with sudden clarity. The Pathfinder hadn't crashed. It had been deliberately placed on Earth. This hadn't been a failed expedition, but a seeding mission. You were chosen, Drex said softly. My ancestors left that ship here intentionally. As what? Asked Cavalda. An experiment? No, Drex replied, finally understanding. As a gift. The human facilities conference room fell silent as Drex's statement hung in the air. Around the table sat representatives from Earth's major nations, and scientific communities facing the 3 Valkmur delegates. A gift? President Ilarium Baco of the Earth United Council repeated. Your ancestors deliberately left advanced technology on our planet? Drex nodded, his compound eyes reflecting the room's lights. After reviewing the Pathfinder's logs, I believe my ancestors identified something special in your species, something worth nurturing. Vendra displayed a holographic timeline. 20,000 cycles ago, the Valkmur Empire was expanding rapidly. Our exploratory vessels were tasked with identifying promising species, those with potential for intelligence, creativity, and peaceful advancement. Your ancestors were primitive technologically, Aurochs continued, but demonstrated remarkable adaptability, creativity, and social cooperation. The Pathfinder's mission was to observe, but its captain made an unprecedented decision. Cavalda leaned forward. To leave the ship behind. Yes, Drex confirmed. The records indicate Captain Prelax believed your species had extraordinary potential, but might not survive long enough to achieve it naturally. You faced extinction events, climate challenges. The Pathfinder was left as a technological accelerator. The ship's AI was programmed to slowly release technological concepts as humans discovered the vessel, which was expected to occur as your civilization reached a certain development stage. Vendra explained. General Tenzin Alvarez frowned. But we only discovered it 3 months ago. If this plan existed, it failed. Not entirely, Rashid interjected, projecting his own data. Throughout human history, there have been unexplained technological leaps, Renaissance discoveries, industrial, revolution breakthroughs, our computer age advancements, all occurred faster than evolutionary models would predict. The ship was leaking, Drex realized. Minor radiation from its systems affected nearby humans over centuries, not enough to be dangerous, but enough to occasionally inspire conceptual leaps. Cavalda's eyes widened. The ship has been influencing human development all along, just more subtly than intended. Which explains why you've advanced so rapidly, Aurochs acknowledged begrudgingly. Your species moved from stone tools to space travel in a cosmic eye blink. The human representatives exchanged uneasy glances. So everything we've built, our entire civilization, is the result of alien intervention? Asked Dr. Lyra Cadmos, a philosopher-scientist. Drex made a gesture of negation. The ship provided occasional inspiration, but everything you built yourselves. The Pathfinder contained no instructions, only potential. Your species transformed that potential into reality through your own ingenuity. President M'Bako stood. Regardless of how we got here, the question remains, what happens now? You've come to reclaim your technology. That was our mission, Drex acknowledged. But the situation has changed. The Pathfinder was given to humanity by my ancestors. I have no right to reclaim a gift. Gasps rippled through the human delegation. However, Drex continued, certain technologies aboard the Pathfinder could be dangerous if improperly utilized. The quantum core, the weapon systems, these were never intended for a species at your development stage. You're suggesting a compromise? Cavalda surmised. Yes, we will assist you in safely studying the Pathfinder. In exchange, certain technologies will remain sealed until your species is ready. And who determines when we're ready? General Alvarez asked skeptically. Drex's bioluminescent spots pulsed thoughtfully. Perhaps we can establish a joint council. Valkmur advisors could work with human scientists to ensure safe technological advancement. As the discussions continued, a disturbing revelation emerged. The Pathfinder's quantum core was destabilizing, a process accelerated by human experimentation. Without proper containment protocols, it would generate a reaction that could devastate a significant portion of Earth. We have less than 12 hours before catastrophic failure, Vendra announced grimly. Humans and Valkmur alike realized that their first official cooperation would be a race against time to prevent disaster. Wind howled across the Antarctic plateau as Valkmur and human specialists worked frantically to stabilize the deteriorating quantum core. The Pathfinder's interior chamber, sealed for 20 millennia, now buzzed with frantic activity. The containment field is failing faster than predicted, Vendra reported, her nimble fingers manipulating control surfaces. Energy cascade increasing, exponentially. Kavalda and Rashid worked alongside the alien scientists, their weeks of studying the vessel's technology now proving invaluable. If we reroute power through these conduits, Kavalda suggested, could we establish a temporary stabilization matrix? Aurochs looked at her with newfound respect. That might actually work. The human understands quantum mechanics better than expected. Less assessment, more action, Drex ordered as the ship trembled. Implement Dr. Imari's suggestion. As they worked, the situation outside grew tense. Military vessels from several nations had arrived, positioning themselves around the Antarctic site. Despite assurances from world leaders, many feared the alien presence represented a threat. Inside the quantum chamber, human and Valkmore engineers created an improvised stabilization system connecting Earth technology with the ancient alien. Systems, remarkable compatibility, Drex observed as human quantum computers interfaced with Valkmore systems. Your technology evolved along similar principles to ours, despite developing independently. Perhaps not so independently, Rashid noted, if the ship was influencing our development all along. A violent tremor shook the chamber. Warning lights flashed across the alien displays. Containment at 14%, Vendra announced. We need more power. Kavalda made a decision. Divert power from the research station and all vehicles, everything we've got. As the human staff implemented her orders, Nyla made a discovery. The ship's AI has been monitoring our efforts. It's offering a solution, but it's risky. Explain, Drex demanded. It suggests channeling the excess quantum energy into the ship's dimensional drive. Essentially, we'd perform a controlled micro-jump. A jump to where? Asked Rashid. Nowhere, Neela explained. The ship would briefly exist in dimensional flux, essentially jumping in place. The energy would be expended. In the jump process, Vendra's spots pulsed with alarm. That's insanely dangerous. If the calculations are off by even a fraction, the ship could fuse with matter in this dimension upon return. Do we have alternatives? Drex asked. None that can be implemented in time, Aurochs admitted grimly. Kavalda stepped forward. I'll do it. I'll pilot the sequence. No, Drex countered. This is Valkmore technology. I'll remain aboard to manage the jump. The calculations require understanding of both systems, Kavalda argued. I've studied your ship for months. We do this together, or not at all. Against the backdrop of a rapidly destabilizing quantum core, human and alien eyes met in understanding. They would survive together, or not at all. As the facility was evacuated, Drex and Kavalda remained aboard the ancient vessel, working in perfect synchronization to program the dimensional jump. Around them, the ship's systems, dormant for millennia, hummed with renewed purpose. Dimensional coordinates locked, Drex announced. Prepare for micro-jump in 30 seconds. All personnel clear, came the report from outside. Jump perimeter, secured. As the countdown reached its final moments, Kavalda looked at the alien captain. Why did you decide to leave the technology with us? You could have taken it by force. Drex's bioluminescent spots pulsed gently. Because today you proved my ancestors, right? Your species faced extinction-level danger and responded not with panic, but with innovation. Not with suspicion, but with cooperation. Humanity has earned its place among the stars. The ship shuddered as the quantum core channeled its destructive energy into the dimensional drive. For one breathtaking moment, the Pathfinder shimmered with unearthly light, partially phasing from reality before solidifying once more. When the light faded, sensors confirmed the danger had passed. The quantum core was stable, its excess energy safely dissipated across dimensional boundaries. In the aftermath, humanity and the Valkmore established a formal alliance. The ancient ship would remain on Earth, a combination museum, research facility, and embassy. Certain technologies would be shared immediately, while others would wait until humanity was ready. 3 years later, Cavalda Imari stood beside Captain Drex Lanteris on the observation deck of Earth's first true interstellar vessel, a hybrid of human innovation and Valk-Moor technology. Below them, the blue-green planet shone like a jewel. 20,000 years ago, your ancestors left us a gift, Cavalda said thoughtfully. They could never have imagined how their decision would transform two civilizations. Perhaps they did, Drex replied. The Pathfinder's logs contained one final entry from Captain Prylax. We leave this ship not as a beacon of our own greatness, but as a stepping stone for a species that may one day surpass us. In their potential, I see the future of the galaxy. As the starship prepared for its maiden voyage, humanity took its first true step into the cosmic community, not as children being guided, but as equals who had earned their place through ingenuity, courage, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. The gift, it seemed, had been perfectly timed after all.